What is going on, Ernesto, and everyone else following? This magazine, 10 rounder, just the same as the 5 rounds. It's got a little groove in here, and your follower has a tongue that sticks out. It's supposed to ride in here. Sometimes the follower will have some fluff, or it'll have a little bit of plastic flashing. It kind of binds, gets caught, so you'll have a failure to feed issue. It's just as simple as taking a file, you knock it down just a little bit, or if you got money and you got time, you shoot enough rounds, it'll break in, it'll settle. But I find it a lot easier to just take a little file or a little razor blade, and this little piece right here, you just knock it off. That's just a little extra piece of flashing. You can probably hear it. That'll catch your follower or catch the back of your shell casing, and you'll have a failure to feed. Now, the other side to that is, you see that little groove in there? Check this out. That is not at all square. It is square, but then it's followed by a bunch of fluff. So you'll have to trim that. That way it fits inside that groove. And like I said, it's very rare that you get a magazine like this, but there have been some magazines that have this issue. I mean, it is injection molding, so it's not always perfect. Those molds make thousands and thousands and thousands of magazines. So as with everything, any piece of machinery, sometimes bolts get loose and plastic kind of gets everywhere. But yeah, if you're having a failure to feed issue with the 10 round magazine, there's a 90% chance that is exactly what the issue is right there. All right, Ernesto, this is part 2. Let me get my razor blade so I can show you what I took off. Right here, as you can see, well, as soon as this thing will adjust, most of that flashing is removed. So what I did is I took a razor blade. You don't need to take off very much. I mean, it's not a very big piece at all. You don't want to remove too much off of the right side or the left side. You just want to remove enough to where it freely floats inside of your magazine. And right here, you just kind of trim all of that off. Now, I cheat a little bit. This part right here, I haven't done it yet, but I'll take a little file, such as this one, and I'll usually go up and down. I won't go sideways. I want it to be as smooth as possible. But a majority of the time, this little piece right here is what's going to give you the biggest headache when you're using a 10 round magazine. That's what's going to be catching. You can take care of that. And you just take care of that little piece of flashing. Well, my camera here really sucks. But yeah, you can take care of that flashing, or you can knock it out with the razor blade. It doesn't matter. You're not going to hurt it. Just make sure you just cut it straight across. That stuff will peel off. It's very, very thin, this piece of flashing. But it is enough to kind of make a hindrance with your cartridges trying to feed reliably. Other than that, man, just run a cloth and just wipe it down and put your magazine follower back in, and you are ready to rock and roll. You should have absolutely zero issues after that. If you still are, check the ammunition you're using and make sure that you have your gas setting set appropriately. Thank you.